this close.
This close.
Toeterek modest.
We are this close.
This close to making history.
This close.
We're this close. This close. We are this close.
We are this close.
This close.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again.
We are this close to making history.
We are this close to ending polio.
We're this close to ending polio. We're this close.
This close.
This close to ending polio.
This close.
We are this close to ending polio. All we need is you.
All we need is you.
All we need is you. Is you.
All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolio.org.
เขาจะได้อะไร ถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวันเขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลย ไม่ได้รวยขึ้น ไม่ได้ออกทีวี ไม่มีใครรู้จัก ไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น เพราะสิ่งที่เขาได้คือได้แค่ความรู้สึกได้เห็นความสุขได้เข้าใจได้ความรักได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิมในชีวิตคุณอะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
ไทยประกันชีวิตเชื่อในความดี
We've forgotten how afraid we were. In 1952, the threat was real. Parents were advised to keep children away from crowds. Pools closed, and movie theaters went dark. Hysteria grew. People were quarantined. It was the worst polio outbreak the United States had ever seen. But it's not ancient history. It's still circulating. As recently as 1988, the World Health Organization estimates that the world saw more than 350,000 new polio cases that year alone. That's nearly 1,000 new cases per day. But through the largest global health initiative in history, we've gone from 350,000 cases annually to just 74 in all of 2015. That's a staggering 99.9% reduction. But we can't quit now. If we don't stop circulation of the virus, we risk reinfection and outbreaks. That's why getting to zero matters. We're not saying it'll be easy. Vaccination in these countries is complex and expensive. In our ultra-connected world, the disease is never more than a plane ride away. Within 10 years, failure to eradicate polio from these last remaining strongholds could result in as many as 200,000 new cases every year. We've immunized 2.5 billion children in the world's largest, most sophisticated global health initiative. Our commitment to eradication matters now more than ever. We are on the cusp of making history.
Hello, Rotarians in Bermuda. We are so happy to be with you tonight, and we're so glad that you guys are all together. We're coming to you live from the President-elect office at Rotary International Headquarters in Evanston, Illinois. Here with
How cool is this, right?
I know.
We're on the 18th floor in Evanston, Illinois, right? The COVID has lifted in the sense of we're able to get together in person here in Evanston, which is really just so amazing that we're able to pull this off.
It is.
And of all nights, it comes on the 117th anniversary of our amazing organization. So not only tonight do we get to celebrate our foundation, not only tonight do we get to celebrate all the good that's happening in both zones 32 and 28, but we get to celebrate the birthday of Rotary International.
Well, and not only that, we get to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our organization. Thank you for your leadership. And thank you more than anything for supporting our Rotary Foundation. It truly is appreciated. And when we stand in this space, we can feel the I don't know, the essence of Arch Clumph. We can feel the goodness that is happening around the world by people of action doing good in the world.
It's inspirational, and even tonight we might even have a drop in by an old friend of ours, but I'll leave that for a little bit later on the show and leave the audience wondering who's going to be dropping in. But I promise you, it is a rock star in the Rotary world.
So, Drew, I think you have something planned for this drop in.
Yeah. So this show tonight is we are going to literally travel the entire North American continent. We're going to start off in Bermuda, where we have a watch party going on right now. If we can go into Bermuda. And who do we have with us?
Yay, good to see you all. Right there in Hamilton, Bermuda.
So
we're having a beautiful evening.
It is a beautiful evening. Well, you know what? It's way warmer where you are than where we are. Mary, good to see you.
And Mary,
President-elect Jennifer.
Who's with you tonight?
Why don't you all introduce yourselves, please?
Gilda Forbert, St. George's Rotary.
Greg Soares, Hamilton Rotary.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. And here's something I learned about District 7230. Last year, you guys had a 5-year high in both annual fund giving and Polio Plus giving. How amazing is that? Absolutely rock. So what we did, and I hope you have some on your end, we have some dark and stormies in honor of Bermuda.
Isn't that appropriate? So
right?
Our salute to you, Drew.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't know if I've ever had a dark and stormy, so let's see.
But before we move on to our next venue,
Ooh.
I'd like to point out and recognize Bermuda is going to be a really key spot for the coming Rotary year, because what are we having? We're having Life Below Water, where we are cruising from Manhattan to where? To Bermuda. So if I could ask Mary or somebody in the group, tell us a little bit about maybe what we're going to have in store for us when we get to the island.
Oh, absolutely. So we're planning an event to help environmental remediation, probably in the mangroves here on Bermuda. We're going to have a barbecue. We're going to have some golf and shopping, some great things to do on Bermuda. So please join us.
How awesome is that? And if anyone's interested in going on Life Below Water, all you have to go is to Zone 2032's website. You'll find all the information you want for that cruise. And I promise you, we're going to have an absolute blast. We're going to be learning a lot about Life Below Water and the environment that it involves.
And probably having a few dark and stormies together.
Most certainly. So guys, thank you so much for participating. We're going to keep moving on. And we're next going to the Hudson Valley in New York.
Woo! Hudson Valley.
Hello.
Of our.
So this is my home district. Exactly. And I think there's a couple people on the screen that are more near and dear than maybe everybody else on the screen. While these are my closest friends in life.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate that. We are dear friends.
I got you, Mike. So first, Mike, you are the host tonight. If I could ask, can you introduce everybody that's with you?
So I have your beautiful wife here and your 2 kids, our DGE Larry, our past governor, what's your name, Tony? Cindy Kish, and then our DGN, I forget, Peter Sullivan.
Peter,
well, no, because wait, hold on, Drew, your wife has a message for you.
Your tie is crooked.
My tie is always crooked. But that just shows I made it. This is not a clip.
There we go.
I did this live.
We drank too much tequila, sorry.
A lot of fun here. And I think we have a little something special for this group as well, do we not?
I think we do. So I think I know the drink of choice in the Hudson Valley is what?
Tequila.
More tequila.
I don't think I've had a tequila since high school. So, all right, let's.
So cheers to the Hudson Valley.
Cheers to you guys.
So I'll give you a statistic. Need some salt.
Where's the salt?
So I will say 7210, as you guys always rock, you were the #1 first time highest number of donors for TRF in Zone 32, and you had a 31% increase in giving year over year last year. So kudos to the entire district. You have an amazing foundation chair who unfortunately can't be with us tonight, and that's Louis Turpin. But it's really great that you guys are extremely supportive of our foundation. And on a personal note, Jackson, Brandon, it is so good to see you guys. I miss you. I will be home, I don't know, Saturday. But thank you for coming out.
On another personal note, Jackson was one of my best helpers. Remember that, Jackson? Yeah, we'll have to make sure we do a repeat of that sometime in the future. And let me just say to all of you in your area, please pass along our sincere gratitude to everyone who is so powerfully supporting our Rotary Foundation and being here tonight to be able to say that, we're going to make a big dent. We're going to do something good tonight. And so let's get that momentum going. And thank you so much for what you're doing.
Love you, Drew. Love you guys. Vicky, love you. See you in a couple days. All right, we are next off to Hamilton, Ontario. That looks like a big crowd.
You betcha.
So, Ann, who do we have in Hamilton?
We have with us Julie Shea, who's a member of one of the newest Rotary clubs. We have Jelaine here, who's a member of the Rotaract Club. And we have two not yet Rotarians who are here visiting us from Argentina, Pablo and Francisco.
Ah, buenas
cool.
noches.
We've got the whole international flavor going on in your district.
You betcha.
That is terrific.
Absolutely love it. And I love that you have a Rotaractor there. This is awesome. This is the future of our organization. Rotaracts as members. Rotaract in the house. Very happy about that.
Absolutely.
Woo! I've got to ask, what have you guys been doing for the watch party? Anything cool?
Yeah, well, actually, our district did a pre party. So you're like almost our after party for our pre-party. And we've been having lots of fun.
We've got I feel catch up, but that's great that you're having a pre party. So tell me, what did you do at your pre party?
We launched a endowment fund in honor of all district governors and for our district. And tonight we raised, when I left, they'd raised an additional $5,000 to the $7,000 already raised, almost at $25,000 for an endowment fund in honor of all of our past district governors.
Oh, Ann, that's absolutely so cool. That is so brilliant, so brilliant. Congratulations and thank you. Thank you on behalf of our Rotary Foundation trustees for what you guys are doing. I love that you're supporting your past district governors. That's absolutely brilliant. And just thank you for being people of action. This is tonight what we're all about, making sure that we're stuff that helps us to do good in the world.
And I will say thank you, because earlier this year, your district transferred $30,000 to the Polio Plus campaign. We heard yesterday, we happened to be at the board meeting, and they were talking about Pakistan, 1 year anniversary of being polio free.
Huge.
Wow.
And it's the efforts of districts just like yours that continue to contribute and realize that we're not done. We are almost there, but we are not done, and we need to continue raising those funds to make sure we see it to the end.
And a really cool fun fact, one of Drew's classmates who's going to be serving on the board with him, the very first international director we have from Pakistan this year, and that is really cool. I hope that Faze is going to be in the seat as we cross the finish line, and we're not this close. We're this close.
So cool. So Hamilton, thank you so much for your support. Look forward to hopefully seeing you next year at the next watch party. But tonight we're going to move on to Toronto.
The big TO. Hello, Toronto.
Hi there. How you doing?
We're great, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Good. Drew, your tie's crooked.
You know.
There we go.
Vicky told me to send that to you.
Yeah, I bet. Well, Bob, it's great to see you. And who else do we have with us tonight?
DG Ron.
We got DG Ron and Kathy's with me.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, we couldn't fit anybody else in our houses, so.
What's that?
We couldn't fit anybody else in our houses.
Well, I love that you have your banner up. You're set up absolutely perfectly and representing President Shaker so well. His office is only just a few feet away from here, but he's out tonight entertaining our board of directors, and we had to beg out of that because it was way more important that we wanted to be with you all. So it's very, very happy and looking forward to being able to see you guys on the Rotary Canada tour later on this year. I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later on tonight.
Well, you definitely have Toronto as one of your stops.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to be able to see each other.
That's really cool. And I want to tell you, I want to take a moment to talk about, I'm at Mothership. Like, to me, this is like the place, right? And we've got your office here. We've got Shaker's and Gordon's. I mean, this is just so cool. If anyone on this call or meeting hasn't had a chance to come to Evanston, it is, I promise you, it is so worth it to be in this building, to be in this environment where it's just like going to an international convention, right? You're in an area where everybody is you, and it's so very cool. So I always look forward to when I get to come to Evanston.
Well, you know, Drew, we could hold a Zone 2832 day. If that was something
we could do that here.
We could do that here.
That'd be really cool
if we wanted to.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
We could. Yeah.
And now I'm a member of I guess the group that I got my own pass to get in this building. I don't know why. I don't know how many times I'm going to use it, but I have it. So it's very, very cool. So you guys, I want to recognize and thank that you're the highest giving district to Polio Plus in Zone 28. And this year, if I have my statistics right, $165,000 to Polio Plus. Did I get that right?
Yep, you got it, Drew.
Well,
that is incredible.
Well, you know what? It's because they also have the legendary, and I mean legendary, leadership of our past Rotary International President Wilf, our past trustee chair Bob Scott. Those guys paved the way for all of us across our country to understand the importance and the advocacy to our government, who has been incredibly supportive. And so we're pretty lucky to have them,
without
particularly
question.
in your area.
And Jennifer, you know this, and I think some of you on the line know this, but that $165,000, when we start matching it, and we put the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in and everything else, that comes up to $500,000 to polio. Absolutely incredible. So kudos to you and your group, and thank you for being a leader in polio recognition and contribution. Really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Great to see you guys again.
We are moving on to Edmonton.
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 Hey, hi.
I love it. Ingrid, how you doing? Oh my gosh.
We're great. Thank you. We're so delighted you're here. Welcome to District 5370 in the heart of Western Canada and one of the largest geographical districts in the Rotary world, don't you know?
Oh, wow. And don't you know? And I love that you have a screen behind you with everybody
That's
else.
all they're watching.
We do, yes. You can see everybody give a wave. So we have representatives from our district, awesome. Fort Nelson in northern BC, Whitehorse in the Yukon, Fairview in the Peace District, Jasper in the famous mountain resort. I know that some of you have been here. I think Jennifer, you have visited, or Drew maybe as well. And of course, our capital region of Edmonton. So we are so delighted that you are stopping to visit us.
Oh, who's all there with you? Everybody introduce
yourselves. And we have in the studio tonight our Governor, Dr. Donna Barrett.
Yes.
Hi. Our Governor-elect, John Nicol, and our Governor nominee, Brent Collingwood.
And on Zoom here, we have our District Governor nominee designate, Brian Edwards. Brian, do you want to give a wave out there?
How you doing?
So I got to ask, so in total, how many would you say are, there's just so many screens you got going on. How many are on?
Well, we have 30 plus on Zoom, and we have another 30 who are joining for the Zone Gala. And so we've got good representation here from our district. We're pretty
awesome.
Proud.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. So Jennifer, on Monday,
yes.
we're not talking the whole year, just Monday alone, this district contributed $30,000 of their DDF to polio.
Woo-hoo! Yes, we're very excited about that.
We start talking matches and everything else, you're looking at like $100,000. It's
amazing.
Thank you everybody for doing that, for putting it on. Really great.
Well, and that speaks to the leadership that's sitting right in front of us right now, the lineage that you're showing. Thank you for the leadership. Thank you sincerely on behalf of the Rotary Foundation trustees, and quite candidly, thank you for the people of the world who you are helping, the ones that we're never going to meet, but we are going to change their lives. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Edmonton. So we are moving on to Vancouver, BC.
Woo! Woo! Vancouver in the house.
Oh, we got multiple screens again. So who's with us?
Hi.
Let's do some introductions. Who's all on the Vancouver call?
I'm Bev from the Great Pacific Northwest, District 5050. And we're here imagining warm.
Oh,
Imagining warm. So,
I love
so I
that.
think we're going to join you. So I heard from a little birdie that you guys are drinking margaritas.
Aha. We're drinking one for you too.
You poured one for us because we've got them on our end as well. Jen is playing bartender.
Aha.
We've got our margaritas, and just to show how warm it is in Edmonton, it's not so warm. We even have umbrellas in our drinks.
Oh, well, of course.
If the thing doesn't work out, I'm going to be making margaritas. That's here.
And Drew and Jennifer, I'm also glad to say District 5040 is in that audience as well. So Bev, and I'm coming in from Prince George, but they're there behind there. I know Dev is there as my peer out there in District 5050. Always glad to see her. So.
Good
And
to
what's
see you guys?
what's the temperature there, Lauren?
It's actually warm today. It's only minus 10.
Minus 10. We're definitely imagining warm.
With the wind, we might have been at minus 10 today.
It was
a little rough out there.
pretty darn cold.
So within this watch party, I believe there is a Rotarian by the name of Rhino Roars. Is Rhino in the house?
Yes. Rhino's here.
That's awesome because his beautiful bride is with us, and she's right now in a different room, but I wanted to definitely recognize and call Rhino out. And as always, and all partners in Rotary, mine and everybody else's, thank you. Thank you for the support. Because I'll be the first one to say, without a supportive partner,
there he
is possible.
Well, and let me tell you this, Dean was a rock star at our board meeting today.
She killed it today.
She killed it today. So you all should be very, very proud of one of your hometown favorites.
Yeah, very, very amazing.
My DG, that was my DG when I was president. So.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Very cool.
I'd like you to see everybody who's here, so I'm going to step back and you can see them.
Hi, Chris. Hey, everybody. Oh, you got a good crowd. This is awesome.
That's a great crowd.
Yay.
Where's our friend Sean?
He's holding the laptop.
Because Sean, for everybody, was instrumental. Him, Peter Schultz, everybody in that crew for making tonight happen. So thank you, everybody, for doing that. Some statistics, because we're doing that. So District 5040, year-to-date increase of 35% compared to the same time last year for foundation given. So that's amazing. We've got 50-50 with cash donations to Polio Plus year-to-date of $80,000. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Well, you know what? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is the kind of generosity that is exhibited by all of you being together, sharing in great fellowship, one of the hallmarks of our organization, but also making sure that as people of action, we're making sure that we raise money for our Rotary Foundation so we can do good in the world. So thank you so much to each and every one of you for the incredible contributions you're making.
Thank you so much, Vancouver. We appreciate all that you did. And now on to our last stop to complete North America. Woo! We are heading to Anchorage, Alaska. Who's coming to us from Anchorage?
Yay!
No.
Anchorage.
Hello, everybody. This is District Governor Cheryl Mativa with part of my team back here. And we represent Anchorage, Wasilla, Palmer, and really the just great state of Alaska. We're so happy to join you.
That's awesome. And we started tonight in Bermuda where we're having Life Below Water, and we're finishing in Alaska where we're having what?
We are having our conference coming up in November, and it's going to be incredible. And it's going to be a great opportunity to focus on the Arctic environment and what's happening with the environment in Alaska and beyond. And I'll tell you, we're super excited to have people joining us.
That's awesome. Life on Land. Again, if anybody wants information on our 2 symposiums, which are tied to the UN Sustainable Goals, you can go to the website of Zone 2832, find out all about registration. And I will tell you, host hospitality that's going to be shown in Anchorage is going to be second to none. From the minute we told them that we were thinking about coming to town, they rolled out the red carpet and they can't wait to show off what they have. And I will tell you, if you want to see one of the prettiest places on earth, you go to Anchorage, Alaska. So,
well, thank you. We love hearing that, guys, because we just had about 18 inches of snow in the last 2 days. So get ready, Jennifer. Put on your boots.
And the beauty of Anchorage, Alaska, and people don't realize this, and I had the opportunity to go, it's a dry cold. So it is not a true cold that you hear low temperatures, but you feel warm because it's a dry cold. So before we cheers the night, I want to recognize that District 5010 had year-to-date increase of 40% compared to the same time last year, and they have the highest per capita donations to Polio Plus in all of Zone 28. So kudos to you guys for all that you're doing.
That
absolutely amazing.
So tonight you are the last stop, and that meant that we needed to pull out the good stuff. So the champagne is on you guys tonight. Well, it's not. We're buying it, but it's in recognition of all of the incredible great things that you're doing. And thank you so much for your incredible leadership. And thank you for having a bit of a party here tonight along with us and being part of our welcome tour. So let's raise the glass and say to you and to everyone else who is on the call from coast to coast to coast to coast, Thank you so much for being here. And look at the big boss is in the house.
Well, cheers to everybody. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you for the foundation. Thank you for what you're doing for polio. Thank you for being with us tonight. Very much appreciated.
Very much appreciated.
Salute. Hey, Jennifer and Drew, thank you for that tour. I mean, that was magnificent, traveling around zones 28 and 32 at the speed of light. Jen, in Montreal, Barry Rassin and I did a tour of district dinners at various restaurants. There may or may not have been Jell-O shots involved with that. May or may not have been.
I think I might have been the one who provided the Jell-O shots, if I remember that story correctly.
They were plentiful, but you guys, not that. I mean, margaritas and tequila, and I don't know what else you got going on there, but
well, we have an excellent bartender, so.
Pace yourself, because we got a night ahead of us. So anyway, listen, we're going to get going on this show. I hope you're going to stay for the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Thank you for all that you did tonight on our tour. And for all of you on with us right now, hey, happy birthday, Rotary. And thank you for joining us tonight for the second annual Foundation Gala. I just wanted to do a few housekeeping things first. Hopefully you all got logged in okay. If not, you got an email with an 800 number. And of course, if you're not logged in, you're not hearing that anyway. If you look at your screen, and I've got mine off to my right. I want to make sure you understand that if you hit the activities button, if you hit the activities bar below what you're seeing, you'll get to a button that says bid on gala auction items. That's where you're going to see the items. That's where you can bid on the auction items. To the right of that, you have a chat box. There's a donate button there in case you don't want to buy an auction item tonight, and maybe you just want to make a donation to the Rotary Foundation as part of this gala. You can do that. Give early, give often. The first time that you bid or give, you're going to be asked for some credit card information. So maybe just go in and bid $1,000 right now, just so you capture that and get that out of the way. Just that right now. We've got a lot of great auction items. We're going to be highlighting some of those as we go. One of them right here is a hat that we had signed by Bill Gates and John Germ. John, the trustee chair of the Rotary Foundation. What a collector's item this is going to be. And right now, I think the bidding is up to $1,200 on this. Don't let it go for 12. Hey, maybe you even want to buy this item from your district and then auction it off yourself to make even more money for the foundation. So that's that. Now, Drew and Jennifer, thank you again for all that you did. I'm so excited about tonight. The entertainment that we have lined up for you is just extraordinary, and it's going to be very fast-paced. This is the first time I've had a tie on in 2 years. So if I choke to death in the middle of this event, send donations in my memory to the Rotary Foundation earmarked from this gala. I can't even tell you what this feels like around my neck. I'm going to bring up a couple of people right now to the stage that are just incredibly good friends of mine. Vice President Valerie Wafer, past Vice President Dean Roars, trustee of the Rotary Foundation. I had the privilege of serving on the board between these two ladies, after Dean and before Valerie. I will thank Dean again publicly, as I do all the time. From the moment I was selected, she took me under her wing and she made me a better director. And I tried to pay that forward for Valerie, only she could tell you whether or not that worked out okay for her. But let's bring up to the stage. Welcome to the stage. Oh my God, they're down on the ground floor of One Rotary Center with Paul Harris, with his formal hat on. Valerie, Dean, welcome, and take it away.
Thanks so much, Jeffrey. You know, we've had this event planned for a year, and it was so successful last year, and we really wanted to replicate that. And what a better opportunity than Rotary's birthday. And then the board meeting got adjusted, and I said to Chair Peter Schultz, oh, guess what? I'm not going to be in my home for this evening. And what a gift, because here we are at One Rotary Center, and we've just finished our second day of board meetings, very successful. And it's Rotary's birthday.
Yes, it is. It's Rotary's birthday today, and we couldn't help but celebrate it together with Paul Harris. So here we stand with him between the two of us. He is privileged to have our zone director and the zone. Can you think, Paul, what do you think of this? Are you a happy man today? So let's celebrate Rotary's birthday. Happy birthday, Rotary. Paul, thank you for joining us.
Back to you, Jeffrey. We are so excited about tonight.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Dean. We're happy to have you with us from One Rotary Center. I will echo what I think Drew said earlier. If you're on this call, and if you've not been to One Rotary Center, it's a visit that you have to make. I can't tell you what it's like walking up to that building, seeing the Rotary flag flying from the roof, and taking a tour of that building from the 18th floor all the way down to where these ladies just were, where there's the renovated, reproduced office, Paul's original office with that statue of Paul, the obligatory handshake with Paul that everyone has to do. So if you've not been to One Rotary, go on out there and take a look at it. It's just magnificent. I wanted to add something. This is hot off the presses. If you are going to donate tonight, we had an anonymous donor come up with $10,000 who will match your gifts 1-for-1. So if you want to donate $100, that's going to turn into $200. You want to donate $1,000, that's going to turn into $2,000. If you want to just get this out of the way and donate $10,000, that'll get matched and we can just move on. So if you donate in tonight's event, we've got a donor who has challenged you and will match you 1-for-1 up to $10,000. So hit that donate button on the right side of your screen and take advantage of that. Also, any of the gifts that you make tonight, whether it's for an auction item or whether it's to donate, will not have a service charge from your credit card company. The gala is going to take care of that. So normally you make a gift of $100 to the Rotary Foundation and some of that gets deducted for a service charge. Not tonight, not here, not at this event. So if you donate tonight or if you bid on and win an auction item, that service charge is going to be covered by the gala. So now I want to bring to the stage a good friend of mine from the Hudson Valley, past District Governor Tony Marmo. He and I have had a bromance since the day that we met. It continues on to this day. And so let me bring to the stage, you know him as Tony. I know him as Anthony. Anthony Marmo. Take it away, Anthony.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Tony Marmo. In my mind, Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation are synonymous and symbiotic. One serves the other, and each really can't exist without the other on its own, whether it's locally, regionally, or internationally. My personal connection to the foundation was amplified when I was on a mission in Haiti involving clean water and teaching first aid skills to a community in northern Haiti. It was there that I learned the power of what a single donation can do. Our Rotary Foundation dollars saved lives during that mission. That experience changed my life forever. It was easier for me to ask for donations to the foundation because I saw the value in the work that we were doing in that developing nation firsthand. I will continue to support the foundation and ask for the monies that's necessary that will change and save lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Very well done. And good luck with your tequila tonight. Don't overdo it. Safe driving for you. I want to introduce to you now and bring to the stage our first entertainment piece. It's the BYU Vocal Point. BYU Vocal Point is a 9-member male a cappella group from Brigham Young University that was founded in 1991. And they have won multiple awards for a cappella performance, including 3 Pearl Awards and the 2006 International College Championship. In 2011, they came in 5th in NBC's The Sing Off, and tonight they will perform You Will Be Found. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the BYU Vocal Point.
Good evening, Rotarians and friends. My name is Jansen Daly, and I'm a former member of BYU Vocal Point. It is just such a pleasure and an honor to be here with you for this special gala event in celebration of the Rotary Foundation and the powerful and inspiring work that you accomplish in support of those in need throughout the entire world. While I was a student at Brigham Young University, I was so fortunate to be part of the a cappella group Vocal Point, one of the several student music groups that share their voices and their music throughout the world. Tonight, I am so pleased to share a music video I was featured in while a member of Vocal Point. And interestingly, it really connects to the essence of Rotary as it tells the story that no matter what struggles you are facing, that someone will always be there to pick you up, to help you through your dark times, and to remind you that you are not alone. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and absolute pleasure to introduce BYU Vocal Point and our rendition of You Will Be Found from the Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. There's a place where we don't have to feel alone. And every time that you call our will be found.
Wow, wow, wow. Not hard to understand why they are such an award-winning group. And thank you for that performance for us tonight. It's my privilege now to bring up to the stage Vice President Valerie Wafer, one of our own from Zone 28. Oh, hi, everybody.
Hello.
Surprise, surprise.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, listen, I'm looking and hold on, give me a second. Let me refresh my screen here. I'm looking at the auction item that you folks donated, which is, you know, a little bit of hope, a little bit of hope. It's up at $5,501 right now.
No.
$5,501 right now for a little bit of hope. And so for all of you out there, if you don't know what that item is, it's these three ladies coming into your district to clean your home. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No. It's a service project. I'm sorry. It's a service project. My notes are all mixed up here. Valerie, I'm introducing you because I think you're going to have a conversation with the young lady on your right. Valerie, Jennifer, take it away.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
You're very smooth, Jeffrey. That's why we ask you to be our MC. You just do that tap dance, which we love. Jen, it is so great to be on the 18th floor in this office.
I know. With
a Canadian flag hanging and Jen representing our two zones as our First Lady President, but also as President of Rotary International, the right leader at the right time. And, you know, we were down celebrating with Paul Harris.
Yes.
Dean and I made a quick dash up to your office, and it's wonderful to be here. And, you know, we've just come through a really exciting time planning for next year. Our district governors-elect have been at International Assembly, and we're so excited. And I'm wearing her theme scarf. I'm going to show it off here about our new theme, Imagine Rotary. And we really would love to have you walk us through how did you just even plan it and how we're just going to roll this out and how it's going to be our theme?
Well, you know, thank you. And let me just say very quickly, because I know that we just had the little bit of a glitch. That song was incredibly beautiful. And as we were backstage trying to get back on again, the reason is that they were so close in what they did to the actual song that that sort of disrupted things. But what a gift that was to all of us. It
triggered the police.
The music police. But how nice that we got a chance to hear the gift of music, which I quite candidly think is very powerful. And so while I didn't select our theme based on the song Imagine, it is definitely something that factors into the way that I think. And when I was giving the charge to our district governors-elect, I said there's an anthem that was recorded, and I do consider the song Imagine to be an anthem. And when I think of those words, there's many different words within that song that resonate, but the ones that I said had to be included in the particularly the theme speech. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And that to me is the start of a call to action for each of us to dream our wildest Rotary dreams, and then to understand and know that through this incredible organization that we have the power to change lives. And not only change the lives of those that we're helping, the beneficiaries, our participants, our partners, but to change our own. And that to me is one of the most fundamental pieces of why I selected this theme. I wanted us to dream.
I think any of us can say, when I joined Rotary, I never would imagine that I would be on international service projects, giving those drops of polio, the polio drops to children in India. I didn't even realize the world still had polio. So imagine how my life has changed, how the lives we've touched have changed. It's such a great theme, Jen.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I love that you have the scarf on. Let me just give you in 30 seconds or less. This is actually this is a replica of a painting that I had a very famous Chicago-based artist, and actually the theme painting is right behind us down here on this lower level. I had a very famous Chicago artist create this painting that we took and actually replicated as our theme scarf. And it is really something quite special to me because that artist is actually my brother. So Darren Jones, thank you very much for being such an incredible part of making this so meaningful for all of us. And so I am wildly excited about it. And the colors of purple, green, and white that are the theme colors for our year, we don't have a theme jacket, which is something that for those of you might not know this, but every year the governors for the year have a theme jacket. I decided because diversity, equity, and inclusion is such an important part of who we are as an organization. It's part of our DNA. That if we had a theme jacket this year, as we're so celebrating diversity, equity, and inclusion, that quite honestly, I thought that perhaps it was the wrong statement because we're asking everybody to look the same. And so I selected theme colors instead so that people could express themselves as who they are as their authentic self. And so if you want to wear green, you want to wear purple, you want to wear white, those are colors that we can rally behind. And while I don't generally spend a lot of time talking about being our first female president, it is the colors of the suffragette and the women's movement, and a very subtle nod for me to that history. And so it's very cool to see how it's being embraced around the world.
Well, and I really want to thank you, Jen, for putting that emphasis on diversity, equity, and inclusion, because our members want this conversation. I mean, it's who we are. It's part of one of our core values, diversity. And the conversations we're having in our clubs and districts right now are so important to driving who we will be, that relevant organization to our children and our grandchildren of the future. So thank you for making that one of your emphasis to the district governors elect.
Well, and thank you, because I think most of you know, and if you don't know, Valerie is the lead person for our DEI efforts, and you have done an incredible job of making sure that it is dealt with in such a respectful fashion, and that it is something that is meaningful and is quite honestly being embraced by every country in our world. And knowing that there needs to be nuance because we are an organization of more than 200 countries and geographical areas, we don't all look at things the same way. But we do know that the hallmark of who we are as an organization is we're people of integrity. We're people of that respect each other as humans. And at this point in time in our world, that couldn't be any more important.
We really need that. We really need to have those conversations, and we really need to listen. We're coming through a point where we really need to support our members and really need to value each other and what we each bring. So thank you. This wasn't supposed to be a diversity, equity, and inclusion talk, but I really want to give a shout out to all those clubs and districts who have formed committees, who are making, because that's where the change is going to happen. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the really cool things that is going to happen in the next, starting on at the end of June, going to do a cross Canada tour. So
that is so exciting because, you know, we always hear about the travel that our Rotary International president does. And they quite often don't do a world tour in their own country. We are so lucky that you have set this time, and maybe you want to describe it of where we're going.
Well, so knowing that we have on this call in our dual paired zones, which is my paired zone as well. So I'm not dropping in to visit. I'm at home right now in my own home zone, but we are going to be visiting large portions of Canada and large portions of the United States. The Canada tour is the one that's actually going to kick off the presidency. And that's because on July 1, when we change over, that's also Canada's birthday. So it only made sense that we would try to launch the presidency in our own backyard. So we're actually going coast to coast, coast to coast. And we're doing a whole big tour to raise awareness about who we are as an organization and to try and draw others into understanding who we are and making sure that we show people that we are hip, cool, and relevant. And that is something that I want all of us to embrace. So we're going to start out going into the Arctic Circle. We're going to come back to Windsor, Ontario, my home city, with my husband, Nick. We're going to spend some time there. We're going out to St. John's in Newfoundland.
You're gonna dip your toe in the water?
We're going to actually, you know what we're going to do there? We're going to kiss the cod and we're going to screech. That's the whole thing that they do out there to become an honorary Newfoundlander.
Initiation.
It is. And I'm not particularly enamored with kissing a fish, but anyway, that's what's going to happen. We're going to go on to Quebec. We're going to head to Toronto. We're going to go to Winnipeg in Manitoba. We're going to go to Calgary for the Stampede, Edmonton. Then we're going to make our way to Vancouver, and we're going to close it all off on Victoria Island. And certainly what we're doing is asking Rotarians that are in all different parts of the country to go to the hub. Each one of these are called a hub. To go to the hub closest to you and try to make sure that we're doing great service projects. We've got teams that are putting together incredible plans in each of these locations. And so I think it's a really great opportunity. And then on the US side, my gosh, we have a gajillion different opportunities that are going on there. But one of the things that I'm asking, and particularly for our governors, but I'm now going to challenge clubs, we're going to conduct an impact tour, the Imagine Impact Tour, which is a global tour. And I won't dive into it right now. There's lots more information about it. We're going to go to 8 different locations around the world about our areas of focus. And some of the one of the big areas of focus that we're going to put a light on is the environment. And we're going to spend that time in the United States showcasing how the pollination projects that are really relevant to saving our world are really happening in our own backyard. So
Jen, I just love the focus that you've given and the time you've given to really make, as you call it, the impact tour, right? I mean, we know that you could visit all countries and try to be everywhere and be there for everyone. And this is how we highlight and elevate the status of Rotary, by really making that focused visit, by bringing in the media and bringing in those who need to understand what Rotary is. We're getting the hook.
I know, the hook. But it is true. We really want the rest of the world to understand the insane, amazing things that Rotarians are doing around the world. So
absolutely.
Thank you for this time that you've allowed the two of us to spend with you to chat a little bit about this. And Jeffrey, back to you, love.
Hey, listen, before you go, good news, bad news. Well, no, you're back. Oh, wow. I'm going to have a stroke. So I just gave the hook to the Rotary International President-elect and the current Vice President. So this is the last time that you'll be seeing me at a Rotary event. Ladies, listen, it's not hard to understand why you are in the leadership position. Oh,
we're back. Good morning there, Jeffrey. Come on.
Listen,
this is live TV, everyone. This is live TV.
It's not hard to understand why you two are in the leadership positions you are in, and how proud are we that you are from our paired zones. I mean, oh my goodness. And Jen, I love the whole theme jacket idea. I mean, I can't tell you how many theme jackets I've got. One from my year as governor, and then a training leader, and the colors, please, they're god awful. Let's just call a spade here. They're god awful. So
they're incredible.
Oh,
These colors are incredible.
5 seconds, Jeffrey, just to tell you.
Do it, go.
So we were on a call. We've been meeting and greeting with all the governors-elect from around the world over the past couple of weeks. And so we met with the Korean DGEs and their partners probably about a week ago. And the partners had all created these beautiful Korean dresses. And, when we go to different functions in, the International Assembly, we start to see the world in a very big way. They were absolutely exquisitely gorgeous. They were white on the top, big purple skirts, and then like a green swath across the top. They had turned the colors into a gorgeous gown. It was just, I have to say, I was almost in tears looking at how beautiful they had been able to interpret that. And so that's the great hope. I just want people to interpret things in a way that means something to them.
I think it's fabulous. I applaud it. It's wonderful. I might have to come to Winnipeg on your tour. I think I've talked to you about this. My grandfather and my father were born in Winnipeg.
Yes.
So maybe I'll go to Winnipeg and be a groupie, a Zone 32 groupie in Zone 28.
You are more than welcome to come there. They would be thrilled to have you, as would we.
good luck with the whole Kiss the Cod thing. I've been up in that area when I was here.
I'm more interested in the Screech.
Have a little
I'm only going
mouthwash and just, All right, ladies, stick with us. We'll be back to you later. Hello back to you, everyone. Listen, I just wanted to clear up the little glitch we had. It was a copyright thing. And my goodness, the music police in Canada are unbelievable. And they thought that we had engaged in a copyright infringement. In fact, we had not. We had full rights to that song and we had paid fees. And so we'll figure that out later. But apologies to you for the interruption in our show. We're back now, and it's my pleasure now to bring. We're honored. I mean, we are just honored to have a great young and rising artist with us. He's a world-renowned violinist. His name is Francisco Folana, and I just got to tell you, he's a native of Mallorca, Spain, where he took up the violin at the age of 4. I couldn't tie my shoes at 4 years old, and this kid is playing the violin. At the age of 9, he debuted with the Balearic Symphony Orchestra. He's a graduate of the Royal Conservatory of Madrid and moved to New York City at the age of 16, where he received his bachelor's and his master's degrees from the Juilliard School of Music. Oh my goodness. Francisco's latest album on Orchid Classics is Bach's Long Shadow, was recently named the BBC Music Magazine's Instrumental Choice of the Month. Tonight, he will play Austerius by Isaac Albanese. What a privilege for us. And here to personally introduce us to Francisco is our Rotary Gala Co-Entertainment Chair, Robert Friend, a District Governor nominee designate from Southern Connecticut. Robert, take it away, my friend.
Francisco, welcome. It is so terrific to have you here with us this evening for our Rotary Zones 28 and 32 Gala celebration. Can you share how your career trajectory contributed to your passion for the lifestyle and music you're creating today around the world?
Like any kid, I started when I was, my parents just like music. They were passionate about music, but they had never been able to play an instrument. So when I was almost 5, started with this Suzuki method and, started getting more serious and, it kind of accelerated quite quickly. The kind of energy and almost like this bubbling excitement that you get from performing and then from talking to the audience afterwards, there's nothing like it. And, I wouldn't change this job for anything else. The way it works, right? We put in so many hours into a concert. I mean, the practicing, the day-to-day. It can be some, treacherous. It's, sometimes you have a good day. Sometimes you don't have such a great day. Sometimes you really don't want to practice, but you still do it. And, there's a lot of kind of mechanical repetition and things like that. But then there's a point in the practice process leading up to a performance where you kind of start, I would say, almost like taking that apart and putting them to the side, the more technical side of things, and then try to, understand the piece from a more human or emotional side. For me, understanding the composers and their personalities and how they were and reading their biographies and their letters, it's huge because then you're able to kind of connect through time with them as people and how they created or at least kind of build these theories and these ideas of how they created the music and how their life influenced them and kind of make it part of your life story in a way.
So I've got to pivot over to Rotary because interestingly enough, our Rotarians out there don't know that you have somewhat of a connection to Rotary.
It's such an honor because, actually the Rotaries, Rotary Club in general, I've been involved with in some way, shape, or form since I was a kid. I mean, back in Mallorca, the chapters there, they've put on concerts. There's a piano competition back in the day that I always attended, and I actually played in a couple of Rotary events when I was a kid and just a teenager. And as I grew up, my connection with them continued, and actually I was awarded a couple of years ago their annual cultural award from the Palma chapter, from the kind of the main city. When I was asked to participate in this, it was such a natural step and obviously an honor to be able to just contribute my little bit to this event.
Tell us about the piece we're going to hear tonight. Can you
Sure.
talk a little bit about Asturias?
Yeah, so in Asturias is probably the most well-known piece of Spanish music that might be out there. I mean, it really took off when it was arranged for guitar, and we think of the legends of Paco de Lucia, of Andrés Segovia, really the guitar giant. We
Yep.
think of this piece. So I've always wanted to play it on violin, and I finally, found some sort of arrangement and, kind of made it my own and really rearranged it so it fits the violin and it really showcases how incredible of a piece it is. So the video that you're about to see has this. We actually recorded it in a burned down church in Berkeley, California, during the beginning, actually like a few months into the COVID pandemic, and we got there at like 1 a.m. and just started basically recording through the night.
Thank you so much, Francisco. It's great to have you here this evening, and thank you so much for joining us. Just such an honor.
Thank you for what all of you guys do, and how much you contribute to culture and to young people and to education, which obviously are my passions and my life's calling. So thank you so much.
Oh my. Oh my. Was that magnificent? I mean, not just the setting that he played in, but Francesco, my goodness, what a gift you are to all of us. And we're just so pleased that we could bring you some world-class entertainment tonight. And that certainly was one of them. Oh my goodness. I'd like to bring to the stage right now. Before I do that, let me just mention to you, we've got a couple of other entertainment pieces as we go through the end of our evening. We don't know how that copyright thing happened and why we got kicked off. If it happens again, we've got a backup plan. We've got the best backstage people in the business. And so Tim and Adam will be working. If we do somehow go dark, it doesn't affect your bidding, by the way. You can still bid, but just be patient. We'll be right back. We've got a backup broadcast channel waiting in the wings. We don't know if it'll happen, but if it does, just be aware we're all over it. Right now, I'd like to bring to the stage past District Governor Mary Shackleton from New York City, Manhattan, the New York District. So, Mary, take it away, my friend.
Good evening. I'm Mary Shackleton. Your continued support of the Rotary Foundation made a life-changing Rotary moment possible. In the summer of 2014, the Rotary Club of Metro New York City held our first Bollywood in the Hamptons. Like the magic of a Gemino or doubling charm cast by Harry Potter, the nearly $12,000 we raised on the day became over $50,000 with the magic of a global grant. Those funds enabled 18 months of operation at a camp near Kolkata that fitted prosthetic devices. 1,500 post-polio survivors and others received the life-changing gift of greater mobility. Now that's a Rotary moment. Yet another life was changed, mine. As a new club secretary, I had the pleasure of checking in guests and reporting on the event to the club. I'm here tonight in large part because I saw firsthand the force multiplying impact of Rotary and our Rotary Foundation. Thank you for supporting our Rotary Foundation.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary, so much for that message. The Rotary Foundation enriches all of us. I mean, it's a charity. It's our charity. It's my charity. It's your charity. I'm looking at, it looks like we're almost up to $250,000 at tonight's event. I mean, that's just amazing. You people are being so generous. I'm looking at the auction bids. Don't forget about our Bill Gates signed polio cap. It's now up, as far, if I'm accurate here, and I might need to refresh my screen, but it's up almost $2,600. The First Ladies of Rotary visiting your district is up around $7,000. You're being so generous. Don't stop now. We're heading toward the finish line. We need your help. We appreciate you and your generosity. What an amazing night. So I am going to bring, what am I doing next? I'm going to bring Dean back again to the stage, because Dean is going to have a conversation with none other than John Germ, whose signature is on this cap. So Dean, can you join me on the stage here?
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for that great segue into this wonderful conversation with John Germ. John is a past president of Rotary International. He is at the moment the chair of the Rotary Foundation, as well as being the chair for the End of Polio Countdown to History Fundraising Committee. So honestly and truly, I can't think of anybody that could be more knowledgeable about polio. John, would you share with us, please, where we stand today in this long, long battle that we've had in ending polio? How are we doing?
Well, Dean, you're absolutely correct. It's been a long, long battle since 1979, when Rotary first put up money in order to vaccinate 6 million children in the Philippines. We've come a long way, but we're not through yet. We're near. We got 99.99% accomplished now, but we've still got a long way to go. The GPEI has, which Rotary is a founding member of, does have a plan in order to where we can finish our campaign. And that plan would indicate that by the 2023, we will have eradicated all the wild polio virus and the vaccine-derived virus. And then by 2026, we will have certification. So that's our long-range plan. As of the 26th of January, Pakistan had gone 1 year without a case. So they had gone 1 full year without a case. And we should congratulate the Rotarians there and all the great work that has been done there. We still have 4 cases in the Afghanistan. We'll have to continue our fundraising too. It costs $900 million a year in order to protect over 400 million children in the world. So we've come a long way, but we've still got a long way to go, because no child should ever be crippled when we have a virus that will solve their problem.
Thank you, John. That brings to mind, how did Pakistan do this? How did Pakistan manage to get where they are today? And with the concerns about the situation in Afghanistan, what is actually happening there? Do we have a relationship with the Taliban? Are we able to work in the way we need to work to end this fight in Afghanistan?
Dean, in Pakistan, it took the relationship with the government, who is 100% behind our partnership with eradicating polio. It took Rotarians, it took healthcare workers, it took everybody working together as a team in order to help eradicate polio from there. It took a great partnership to make that happen. As far as Afghanistan is concerned, we've got the new government, Taliban government over there, which is led by the Taliban. And now then they're starting to open it back up. So we do think that the Hamad Jaffer, who will be speaking at our international convention, is the point person there in Afghanistan. He is also the one that helped us in India to help coordinate the final push in India. So we feel very confident that we will get there. Yes, we feel positive about it. We just hope that we could get those door-to-door campaigns going again and continue to make that push within that country.
Gosh, thank you, John. It is such good news, and it's great. You know, that end game is getting there, but it's the funding gap that we have at the moment, which is so critical. Now, just to change horses a little bit, we've bent under the burden of COVID these past 2 years. You know, with all of the exposure that we have gained in fighting polio, has Rotary had any role to play in this fight against COVID, in delivering vaccines, or just being there to help the communities that are being affected?
Well, you know, Dean, one of the things that has come about because of our involvement with polio is the development of a strong surveillance system. We've got laboratories all across the world that Rotary and our partners have helped build there, so we can test sewage samples and see how the virus is migrating from one place to the other. That was first used at Ebola. So yes, Rotary and its efforts through the polio campaign have had a major impact, especially starting with the Ebola, because it helped identify very quickly, what was going on with Ebola and the sources of it. It has done the same thing with COVID. Our healthcare workers are well trained, and some of our healthcare workers are working on COVID. Rotary has established a COVID-19 task force, which is made up of doctors and scientists from all the different parts of the world to keep us coordinated with what's happening. But Dean, let me go back to polio if I can for just a minute. You know, zones 28 and 32 have been strong advocates in our fundraising effort. The government of Canada has played a major role in helping to fund the necessary expenses that we need in order to solve this problem. And, you know, a lot of times people say, why are we spending $900 million when we're down to 4 or 5 cases? And we won't be through until it's fully eradicated. We know that. But I want to thank the leadership and all the Rotarians in zones 28 and 32 for all their hard work and their continued support. We need their continued support if we're going to win this battle.
Thank you, John. Yeah, you know, the buzzword for this year, I understand in polio, is this is the make or break year. So it's critical for us to continue this fight this year stronger than we've ever done. So we will be relying on the donations coming through from our Rotarians, both here in Canada and the areas that we touch in the US. But John, thank you so much for spending this part of your evening with us. And from all of us, we say thank you for the work that you are doing to eradicate this scourge from the face of our earth. We wish you a very short and very successful journey to the day that we can say that final goodbye to polio.
Thank you, Dean, and thank you for allowing me a few minutes to share the wonderful news about Pakistan, and also to encourage everyone to continue their participation toward the end of polio.
Thank you, John. Jeffrey, back to you.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, John. Oh my, I mean, I just love tonight. It's entertainment, it's information, it's relevant. I just love tonight. And John Germ on the Rotary Cap, while that was going on, and by the way, while all the entertainment's going on, while all the talks are going on, you can still bid at the auction. The little bit of hope with Dean, Valerie, and Jen coming to your district, that's up around $7,000. The cap, while this was going on, in the chat, there was a movement to have me sign the hat, which I said, well, I think that diminishes the value. And then there was another move going on to have Dean sign the hat and Jennifer sign the hat. And what I said was, look, I've got the hat. Whoever you want to sign it, we'll get to sign it. If that enhances your bid, I'll drive it to freaking Jennifer. Whatever. We'll figure it out. If you want more signatures on the hat, we'll figure that out. And if that helps with your bidding, go for it. That's all I got to say about that. Right now, and by the way, we're running pretty much on schedule. So that's a miracle in and of itself. That's the second miracle we've had tonight. Next, we're going to bring to the stage Peter Schultz. Peter's the chair of this event. He has been for 2 years. What a heavy lift. I mean, we're going to talk later on. There's a surprise at the end, by the way. Don't go away. We got a big surprise for you at the end. But Peter, what he's done to bring this all together, Peter's from District 5060 in the western part of our two zones in British Columbia and Washington State, USA. He's a past district governor, international training leader, just finished with the International Assembly, completing his assignment virtually, not in Orlando, but virtually. He's an advocate for Rotary's core values, especially fellowship. We're doing all kinds of that tonight, although my Jack Daniels is running low. Tonight, Peter will be introducing a childhood acquaintance of his, the guitarist and co-founder of the band Rush, Alex Lifeson. Following a recorded performance of Alex's choice of Rush music, Peter and Alex will chat briefly about a few things, and notably the fantastic custom guitar, which Alex helped design, the Alex Lifeson Epiphone Les Paul Access. It's on our auction. It's there. If you want it, you can bid on it. As you know by now, he has donated one of these collector items to us. If you are a player, make sure you bid. Peter, take it away.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for that introduction. It is my pleasure tonight to chat with Alex Lifeson, co-founder of the rock band Rush and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee. Before chatting with Alex, we will listen to his choice from their music, a beautiful arrangement from the concluding piece of their 19th and final album, Clockwork Angels. It is The Garden. The lyrics were by the drummer Neil Peart, and they were inspired in part by an 18th century book, Candide, that was written by the French philosopher Voltaire. So let's listen to The Garden.
In this one of many possible worlds, all for the best or some bizarre test. It is what it is, and whatever. Time is still the infinite jest. The arrow flies when you dream. The hours tick away, and the cells tick away. The watchmaker keeps to his scheme. The hours tick away, they tick away, yeah. The measure of a life is a measure of love and respect. So hard to run, so easily burned. The measure of a life is a measure of love and respect. So hard to run, so easily burned. In the wholeness of time, our garden to nurture and protect. In the rise and set of the sun, till the stars go steady, spinning round the night. Oh, it is what it is, and forever. Each moment a memory is life. watchmaker's time up to sleep. The hours tick away, they tick away, yeah. The measure of a life is a measure of love and respect. So hard to run so easily, but enough of it sometimes. Our garden to nurture and protect. Treasure of a life is a measure of love and respect. The way you live, the gifts out to give. Enough of this whole time. It's the only return I do expect. The future disappears into memory, with only a moment between. Forever dwells in that moment. Hope is what remains to be seen. Forever dwells in that moment. Hope is what remains to be seen.
Well, welcome, Alex. Great to see you again after all these years. And I got to say, I loved your choice of the garden. Neil was obviously a deep man, basing his lyrics on an 18th century book by a philosopher. What do you think it meant to him and to you all?
Well, I think that song really meant a lot to him. I think he had it in his mind and in his heart that the end of his career with Rush was coming up. Um, I think Neil very much wanted to always play at 100%. And as he got older, it became more difficult. We played a 3-hour show, and this drumming was very, very intense. And if he couldn't be 100%, wasn't really interested.
Last year, and thank you for joining us at this fundraiser for 2 years in a row. Last year, when you were talking to Yvonne, you were suggesting that you think you were about 12 years old when you started playing guitar. Now, I'm pretty sure you and I met playing hockey, and we started playing our guitars together right around then. Although initially acoustic, I recall that our first electric guitars, for both of us, we didn't even have an amplifier. What memories can you share from those early days?
It's going back a long time. Something, I can still picture your house on Pleasant Avenue, and you were across the street from the park. Was there an amp there that was kind of like a bare bones?
That's
amp?
right.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe an egg.
Yeah, when we started, we didn't have an amp, but then we got that rack of tubes from Yorkville Sound, that was right around the corner from my dad's hardware store. And we didn't know what it was, but it seemed to me you and I built a speaker, and we started working with that.
Yeah, and we both plugged into it, and that was our amp.
Yeah. Well, that's a start. It was something.
Yeah, for sure.
You and Geddy and Neil have been famous. I mean, not only did you build Rush into one of the biggest rock bands in history, but you're famous for solid family values and philanthropy. I've read about you supporting hurricane victims and childhood diseases and AIDS and any number of other causes.
Well, first of all, I think when you're in a position to be able to give, you should, and it feels good. I was always raised that way. With us, throughout our career, it became so, I don't want to say easy, but in a way it was, to do some good in a generous way, in a charitable way. And we did. And as you mentioned, there were a lot of different avenues we went, and it was always great to be able to do that. I remember a drive we did for the food bank here at some of our shows in Toronto at Maple Leaf Gardens, and they were very successful. We got our fans to bring in donations and food, and it was really great to see the whole community, Rush community, come together. And you know what it's like. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time with your involvement in Rotary. It's not easy to raise funds. People want to help, but they can't always. And there's always something else, right? But I don't know. I just think that when you can, you should.
And speaking of generous donations, you once again donated one of the newly released Epiphone Alex Lifeson Les Paul Access guitars.
It's a mouthful.
I saw a video that I think you did with Gibson, right. And it was a great video, and it was talking about the evolution of your design of guitars, and you talked about a previous model that you did with Gibson.
The original Alex Lifeson Gibson Les Paul Access model, blah, 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 blah. With this guitar with Gibson, when they approached me about actually designing a guitar, I really wanted to design a guitar that I felt I would want to have. When I was approached by Epiphone, they wanted to take that model and just and kind of echo it. The guitar took off, and they haven't been able to keep it in stock actually for quite some time now. So that's been a great, testament to the quality of the instrument, and it's all its different wonderful options.
Well, I really thank you for your time and your donation, and I just got to say, it's great to see you again.
Thank you, Peter. It's been great to reconnect with you after all these years, and it's wonderful to be a part of Rotary and the wonderful work that they do. So thank you for involving me.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Peter, for bringing Alex to us. Um, I think the bid on his guitar is up around $4,250. The hat, my goodness, this rotary hat is up at $6,600. And I'm actually going to be with Jennifer and Valerie on Friday. I think I have that correct. I don't know what today's name is, but you know, if the winning bidder wants their signature on the hat, we'll bring the hat. We'll get the signature on Friday, and we'll figure that all out. Anyway, right now I'd like to introduce a video by Wayne Zool. So take it away, Wayne.
I'm Wayne Zool. I've been a Rotarian for almost 10 years. Not long after I became a member of Rotary, I was able to witness the good that the foundation is able to accomplish. I learned about the projects, both local and international, that were able to be completed because of grants from the Rotary Foundation. Over time, as I learned about the foundation, I've been able to share with others about many of the great accomplishments that are happening all over the globe because of foundation grants. The Rotary Foundation means a great deal to me, and it is my charity of choice when giving. I am able to donate knowing that the money is going to do good work by good people, and it is being done to make the world a better, safer, and healthier place. I'm proud to give, and I enjoy helping others to see the great things that the Rotary Foundation has accomplished, as well as the projects that they're currently supporting. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate that very much. Folks, we appreciate your patience. We know that it's late here on the East Coast. You're just getting going out there in British Columbia and Alaska, but we're on the home stretch. We're almost there. Stay with us. Keep bidding on the auction items. Keep donating. I think right now we're just a little bit over $250,000. So all of it goes to the people in this world who are less advantaged than we are. And you make a difference, and we appreciate you. So Ian Risley, past president of Rotary International, currently a trustee of the Rotary Foundation, good friend of all of ours, and Ian's going to give a little shout out, so take it away, Ian.
G'day to Rotarians and friends in zones 28 and 32 at your virtual gala fundraiser on Rotary's birthday. Past Governor Peters asked me to send you a shout out, so out! Thanks for your wonderful support of our Rotary Foundation. You know it's the best way for Rotarians to really make a significant difference. And don't stop now, because there is a great need right around the world for Rotarians to address. Enjoy the gala.
Thank you, Ian, from New Zealand all the way down under. We appreciate that, my friend. All right, we're right up on the finish line here. Robert Friend, we're going to close the auction. I've got 9:16. We're going to close the auction at 9:20. 9:20, Robert. Shut the auction down. So if you have not bid yet, please bid now, and we're going to shut the auction down in about 4 minutes. Let me refresh my screen here. I think that if I'm looking at this correctly, stand by. I mean, we've got the first ladies of the Rotary District up at around $7,000. The cap is up at around $6,600. The guitars at $5,000. All kinds of great items here. The Rocky Mountain 2-day rail journey, $2,200. Oh my! Thank you for your generosity. I mean, because just imagine what it's doing in the world. Imagine the good that you're doing in the world tonight while you're having fun here at our event. I think I'm up to date here. Executive Coaching 500, Islander Beach Club Resort 1750. Keep bidding. We're on a countdown here now. We've got 2 more minutes before the auction closes. By the way, excuse me. You will if you are the winning bidder for an item, you will get an email from us Robert, if you can text me backstage and let me know, I think that email comes out tomorrow, if I remember correctly. But if you are the winning bidder on an item, you will get an email tomorrow. Stay with us to the end because we have a special surprise for you coming up yet. But the auction itself is going to close down in now 2 more minutes. Wow, $400 for the theme scarf. $2,000 for the original art piece. You guys have been amazing tonight. 1 week in France at Maison de la Fontaine, $3,250. And I'm going to refresh my screen now and make sure I'm up to date with everything. And just a heads up to Peter and Tim, when we get to the end here, oh my God, I just got a text that the hat is now up at $7,500. So Alex Falk, because you were at 6,600, good luck. Do what you got to do, my friend. Give me a minute here. Robert and Peter and Tim, especially Tim, I might alter our ending here a little, and I might bring you all back on stage at the end if you can do that. Just giving you a little heads up as we head to our closing, which is getting close here. I might want to bring Robert and Peter and Tim Carlson up on stage with me because you guys deserve a thank you. I mean, the job that you have done on this, you deserve to be on stage here for a little thank you. So we are now at 9:20. As far as I know, the auction is closed. So Robert, let me know. I think you did shut down the auction. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm looking at, and Robert, text me on our back channel here and let me know who the 2 highest winning bidders are, if you could. Because right now what I'm seeing is a bid of $7,500. And I think that we had a bid. Robert, text me on our back channel if you can and let me know. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Alex Falk, I think you were at $6,600 for the cap. And hold on. Aurelio, you just bid $7,500. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I had Bill Gates sign this cap with John Germ. There are only 6 of them in the world. And we've got 2 of them. So Alex and Aurelio, if you each want a cap for $6,000, you've got it. So you let me know. Do you each want a cap for $6,000? Let me know in the chat. I don't see anything in the chat yet, but that's where we are. We've got 2 of these. There's only 6 of them in the world. It's a collector's item for sure. It's an unbelievable thing to have 2 of these caps signed by Bill Gates and John Germ. Some of you, Alex, I think, and maybe Aurelio said, yeah, we need a few more signatures. We'll figure that out. But if you each want a cap for $6,000, Alex signed off, but I know his answer will be yes. We'll figure it out. Either Aurelio's going to get it for the winning bid of $7,500, or we're going to give it to Alex and Aurelio, 1 each for $6,000. So there we go in the cap. All right. Let me see where I am here. Be patient with me here because we got off track here a little bit. We are coming really close to the close. I think what I'm going to do right now is introduce to you One Voice Children's Choir. And are you ready for a miracle? And by the way, after this, don't go away. We've still got another surprise for you. Are you ready for a miracle? I'm feeling a little bit like Al Michaels as a commentary for the Olympics. Our next performance is by a miracle choir, as described by the founder and director, Masa Fukuda. One Voice Children's Choir is comprised of children ages 4 through 18. They have had tremendous success. Quarterfinalists on NBC's America's Got Talent, performing at the White House and touring in a number of countries and across the United States. Tonight, this miracle choir will perform for us an inspirational song entitled, excuse me, A Million Dreams, written by Benji Pasek and Justin Paul. The song reminds us to believe in ourselves, to believe in ourselves and to live our dreams, because nothing is impossible as long as we keep believing. Folks, here's the One Voice Children's Choir.
Hi, my name is Madison, and I'm a member of One Voice Children's Choir. We are so grateful for your guys' contributions around the community. We love you all so much, and you inspire us.
Please enjoy our rendition of Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman.
Thank you.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna
Wow, wow, wow. All right, we're almost there. Be patient with us. We got one more surprise for you. Um, and the auction is closed. We're still waiting to hear from Alex whether we're going to get a twofer on the hat, but we'll figure that out. Robert, if you can hear me, if you have a final tally on the auction, let me know. And just message me in our back channel. Oh, there's Robert. Hi, Robert. Do you have a final tally on the auction, Robert? Can you hear me? Or okay, do you have a final tally on the auction?
I just sent the notes over to Peter, but
Can you hear me? Or okay, do you have a final tally on the auction?
I just sent the notes over to Peter, but I don't have it just yet. I'm counting it up.
Okay. All right. Tim, yeah, that's good. Tim, I'm going to ask you in a minute to bring back Peter and yourself and Robert. We're going to get to our closing here. I just wanted to, if you give me a minute for a personal note. On a personal note, there's a person in the audience tonight who has been a very special person in my life over the past 3 years. In fact, over my kids, the most special person. And I wanted to acknowledge her. And you know who you are. And whether in my Rotary life or in my non-Rotary life, you make me better. You just do. And I hope that in some small way that is mutual. Each of us can use someone in our life who challenges us to be our best self. And I'm blessed to have that be you for me. And I hope that each of you has one of those yourself. Just know that you're appreciated. Now, here we go for the closing. We're going to bring Valerie and Dean back. And I'm wondering, Tim, can you bring Valerie and Dean back for their closing comments first? And then can you add in you, Peter, and Robert? Can we do that? Let's bring in Valerie and Dean first. Hi, you guys.
More than Valerie and Dean, the whole thing's here.
We got we got Nick, and we got Jen, and we got everybody. We got the whole crew in the president-elect's office. I know it's it's late here where I am. It's an hour earlier where you are. But look, we've got, as far as I can see, over $250,000 that we've raised tonight. It's probably going to go up a little bit. By the way, when you go, Jennifer and Valerie and Dean, when you go on your little tour, $9,500 that item brought, as far as I can see, $9,500 for you to go and clean a Rotarian's house. I'm sorry, for you to go and do a service project with someone. I mean, that's amazing. And by the way, the cap, it ended up there. You know that there are 6 of these in the world. I had Bill Gates sign 6 of these. We have 2 of them, and the high bid was $7,500. So we're going to do a twofer. We're going to try to get $6,000 for each of them. One of the bidders went offline, but Valerie and Jennifer, I'm going to be with you on Friday because the chat was saying, we want Valerie's signature. We want Jennifer's signature. So I'm going to bring these with me on Friday, and you can sign these. But this is like a $12,000 item. The auction was wildly successful.
Incredible.
Yeah, and my tie is now choking me. I'm surprised it's still on. Drew, Valerie, Dean, Jen, Nick, thank you from the 18th floor where you are. And have you got some closing comments for us?
So, thank you. Thank you to the Rotarians and the guests from Zone 28 and 32. You know that I can never leave Africa out of my soul. We have the saying, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go together, you go as a team. Think of the team that put this together tonight. So our innermost thanks to every single one of you that did the production, that made this possible. But thanks to every single one of you that brought together that amazing amount that's going to the Rotary Foundation. We know the work that it does. We know the results that come from it. We know that there are so many people around the world that are saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for what you have done tonight in making the difference in their lives. So I toast every single one of you. You are in my heart. You make it sing. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. And as we close, I know that Jeffrey wants to bring maybe some final dollar figures to us, which is just incredible. And I just want to express my thanks as well. As we close and go to credits, we're going to be entertained by an original song from Disney and Broadway songwriter David Friedman. And I know you're going to enjoy it.
Valerie, before we go to that, let me just see. Tim, can you bring you on and Peter on and Robert on with all of us? Is that possible? There's Peter. There's Robert. Okay, there's Tim. Listen, I just want, for all of you who are still with us, and stay for the end. Is that possible? There's Peter. There's somebody mute their audio. Good, thank you. Tim, thank you. I mean, you are one of the best backstage people I've ever worked with. Robert, I mean, the whole platform on Event Groove, thank you. Peter, for being chair. Second year, better than the first. We're going to have a debrief meeting next week. But to each of you gentlemen, Tim, Robert, and Peter, everybody thinks, oh, you just all showed up and did this. No, there was a lot of work that went behind this. And Peter, Robert, and Tim, we love you all, and thank you so much. Ladies in Evanston, gentlemen in Evanston, thank you. And now, Tim, take it.
Hang on, Jeffrey, hang on.
Oh, go ahead, Valerie, go ahead.
You're right, we have an incredible team, but we have to give a shout out for our charismatic MC who just, does tap dancing and just, Jeffrey, love you.
Love you too. I can't wait to see you on Friday. And look, most of you, when you go to a movie, you leave before the credits. Don't leave now. This is a treat for you. Watch this final segment. Thank you, everybody, for your generosity. Bless you. And we'll see you all soon. Dave Friedman, roll it.
Hi, I'm David Friedman. You may not recognize my face, but you know my music. I've created music for Disney, Broadway, television, and some of your favorite singers. I know that Rotary values service above self. As a composer, conductor, author, and songwriter, my mission with my music and my writing has been to make the world a better, kinder, safer place. I'm so happy you're using my song, We Can Be Kind. We are all in this together. The song We Can Be Kind and the Rotary Clubs embody the principles of kindness, service, and cooperation that are essential to making a real difference in the world, together and with kindness. Thank you, Rotary.
If you be nice to people, they'll treat other people nice, and they'll treat you nice too. When someone is kind, I feel like I be their friends and I tie shoes, because they don't know how to tie shoes yet.
So many things we can't control, so many hurts that happen every day, so many heartaches that pierce the soul, so much pain that won't ever go away. How do we make it better? How do we make it through? What can we do when there's nothing we can do? We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find, if we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring.
Be nice to your friends. So you can have a lot of friends and then you can have a fun.
Nobody really wants to fight. Nobody really wants to go to war. If everyone wants to make things right, then what are we always fighting for? Does nobody want to see it? Does nobody understand? The power to heal is right here in our hands. We can be kind. We can take care of each other. give our hearts to help each other get around. We can be kind, we can take care of each other, we can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find, if we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may.
And if we be kind to someone, then the other person will be kind, and then we'll go on and on and on, and the whole world will be kind. And may